Hey guys, Will here with CreateStudio, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create some really cool videos utilizing the Lightning Builder inside of CreateStudio Pro. Alright, so let's go ahead and select our new project first, and then let's choose the Lightning Builder. And you're presented with three options. You've got square, standard, and vertical. Right, so depending on which aspect ratio you want for your project, choose the one that best represents that need. I'm going to go ahead and choose the standard 16:9. Now you got to choose a style of that video. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Meet Jack. And let's go with that guy. All right, so now I have to choose my scenes that I want my explainer video, the order that I want it to be, right? So to make it easier for me, I'm gonna start with the openers to kind of narrow down some options. And if you hover over each one, it will play what that scene will look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose this office scene right here and click Add Scene. So there it added it to the top left in my corner there, so I know that's the first scene that's gonna happen. Now let's choose Content. Let's go ahead and add these flying videos. And then let's go ahead and introduce a problem, right? So what is it that I want my company to solve, right? What's the problem out there that my customers are seeing that my business can then fix, right? So let's go ahead and add scene and let's create a solution, and that solution is gonna be my company, right? So let's go ahead and add this and my logo is gonna pop up. All right, looking pretty good so far. Next step before I go to the editor itself is I wanna adjust my transitions, right? So the transitions between each scene, you can set them individually. So if you click one, it opens up the transitions box here. And if you hover over each one, it will then play what those transitions look like, right? So I could individually like select this guy and then go here, select another one. Now, if I want them to all be the same transition, I can go ahead and select one, click apply to all scenes, and then choose whichever transition I would like. And let's just go ahead and make them all arrow vertical, all right? And now I can go to the editor and I'm ready to go. Now, before it does and builds the scenes for me, I gotta choose a music style. You can skip this and choose music later, or you can allow CreateStudio to choose a track for you and kind of take some of that legwork out, right? So let's go ahead and choose minimal. And now CreateStudio Pro is gonna build my scenes together in the session so that we can then go in and edit them and make them our own. All right, so there it is. It's nicely laid out. You can see there are our scenes as well as the greens represent our transitions that we added before we created this whole project, right? All right, so let's play this back and see what it sounds like and see what it's looking like. All right, so far so good. All right, so let's start with editing some of the opening track here and making it the text customizable to our own, right? So let's go ahead and select opener jack here. And then I'll come over here in the top right under settings and you'll see there's text 1 and text 2, right? And there it represents Meet Jack. So I can go ahead and change this. Let's change Jack though, and let's change it to Will. All right, so now from here, it's like, okay, I got my text changed, but I want to adjust the font, or I want to adjust the size and the color, that kind of thing. So what you can do is you can click on text 1, opens up the text properties, and you can change the font there, the weight, the color, the border, the alignment, the size, all that good stuff is right in there for your text properties. Same thing with text 2, everything's built in for you right there. All right, so now that we've got that laid out, we can move on to the second scene here, which is our content. If I select that, and you'll see in the top right corner here under settings, there's 7 videos that I can replace, as well as the platform. I can change the color and the front of the platform, which is this edge right here, as well as the background itself. All right, so we can go ahead and make some adjustments. So let's go to replace this first video, which is gonna be this video right here. So let's hit replace. It takes us to our files. Now, if you don't have any files or video clips and you're looking for inspiration, you can access Pexels or Pixabay, and they will then allow you to search up stock video clips or pictures that you can then download and import into your project, which is pretty cool. So I've got some clips here, and let's go ahead and choose this guy. All right, and then you can see that the minute I clicked on it, it replaced it here, and we'll replace video 2 as well with this one. And then you can see there's video 2. So now if I play it back, there they are right there. Very easy to edit, very easy to replace. Really cool and fast process within CreateStudio Pro. All right, so next up, we go to the next scene here. And same thing, you would just replace the text as is, so you could change out the text, adjust it as needed. I could change the colors of the squares, the overlays, and the background color, that kind of thing. And then again, of course, at the end here, if I wanted to replace this logo that pops out, I could do that as well. So I could come over here, change the text that displays, and then replace my logo and the background image itself if necessary. Now, one other thing I wanted to point out is that if you don't like the transition that happens between these two scenes, right? The green represents the transitions that happen. So what you can do is you can select the green guy and it will open up the transitions. So then you can hover over and choose the best one. So maybe I want this, go this bounce down right here. So now when I play this back, bounced out, right? So it's pretty good. And again, same thing with this one. If you don't like this one, you can click on it, and then maybe we can have it, do a little dream out effect. All right, so then we play that back, dreams out. All right, so just different ways to manipulate transitions and change things to kind of make your video more unique. Now, there will be some instances where you're like, you know what, I don't really like this scene. I don't want the logo reveal. So how do I go back and change a scene or bring in a new one, right? So what you can do is you can select that one and then go to scenes, and then we can go back to our jack openers here, or openers, but jack scenes. And then we can choose a different one. So maybe we want to go back to the benefits, right? Or solution, and we want to put in this guy right here. So I can hit download, it'll download it for me, and then I can add the scene. And now if I click back in my project, here is that new one, and then I can delete this guy and then just come over here and add this scene right here, which is pretty cool. All right, so looking pretty good so far. And then I can click on that guy, and then I can edit the text there, and then change the colors to fit the project and my needs that way. So super simple to replace scenes, get rid of scenes. Now, the other thing I do want to show you is how to change the music, right? So maybe you chose for CreateStudio Pro to import in a track for you and you didn't like the track. What you could do is you could just delete this track to start off with, go over here in your left corner to music, and then you have all of the categories for the different music. We've got corporate, we've got dance, happy, hip hop. So maybe we want that more of that corporate feel, or maybe you want an indie kind of feel. You can then scroll down, play through some of these, and then maybe you found one, hit download. And then what you could do once it's done downloading is then drag it into your canvas there. And then there is the track itself. And you can choose to edit it from here, right? So we need to get this to size up to the actual size of our actual scenes here. So we do two ways. We can left click and drag at the end of this music track and trim it all the way down. Or if you want to go kind of this classic style, you can then move your cursor to the end of the track here, and then hit cut, and then select the end there, and then hit delete on the keyboard. And then I can zoom in a little bit and see where we're at. And really you just want to trim this so it's right at the tail end of that scene. And now let's add a 3-second fade to the end of our music so it nicely fades out. So with the music track selected, come over here to your settings, and under fade out, just put in a 3-second fade and then hit enter. So now when I play this back, it fades out nicely. All right, so that is some really cool way to quickly build a scene using the Lightning Builder inside of CreateStudio Pro. Now the step after this would be to publish it, right? So we need to save this project. So I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna call it Explainer 2. All right, and then I'm gonna go over here and we can hit publish, and now we get the options to export it out, right? So we want it to be a video, right? And then do we want it to be a MP4 or an MOV? What kind of quality are we looking for? The size, the dimensions, and then we gotta choose our output. So let's choose where we want it to save at. So I'll hit select, and we're gonna save in the same spot. And we can call this Explainer 2 as well. Hit save, and it opens up the render queue for us. And the beauty of the render queue is that you can continue working on this current project or close this project out and open up a new CreateStudio Pro session and work on the next thing that you have, right? So there's no time wasted. Everything's efficient and fast. So let's go ahead and close this out and open up one more project to walk through to show you a couple more examples, right? So I'll go here, hit exit. All right, so now that we're back in our CreateStudio homepage, let's go ahead and go back to new project. Let's open up our Lightning Builder, go to 16:9 aspect ratio, and let's scroll down and choose a different style of video. Let's go ahead and choose this real estate style, right? So I'm gonna do a couple of scenes here. Let's do an opener, and let's add our brand intro. Let's do some content, and let's do some showcase. Let's add a review. We want to build some credibility for our customers here, and a call to action. Let's work together. Let's make this happen, right? All right, so let's choose our transitions first. So I'm going to click in here, and let's do apply to all scenes because I only just want this one transition. And let's do the arrow vertical. And then now let's go to our editor, and let's choose our happy music track because we want this to be fun and we want everybody to be happy, right? All right, so here's our video that was just imported. All right, so again, like I showed you in the previous, you can change the music out if you don't by selecting your music, going over here to music, choosing a new track, downloading it, and then drag it into your canvas, right? But I do want to show you that if, for example, the actual, like this branded opener itself on this scene is a little too long for me. So maybe I want to shorten it up so it happens a little faster. What I can do is I can select these two scenes and just drag them in. You know, maybe I can have them go about halfway, and then I can take this branded opener and trim down the transition there so it's not super long, but it still happens about right there. Right, so now, shorten it up, makes it a little tighter, a little sweeter, right? So that's how you can kind of adjust the time of the scenes, and you can work your way up and do that same process for any of the other ones down the timeline you got, right? So again, you can also go in and tweak these aside from selecting on the actual group, the master group itself, and then come over here to settings, changing the titles, the text, the images, the videos, colors. What you can do is, let's go to this review, right? So let's go right here, move this guy back over there. And I can actually go in and manually go in and adjust this stuff by double clicking on this group, and you'll see I have access to all of the way that the scene was made itself, right? So I can go into the review itself here, and I can come in and I can move the text around. I could come in here and change the text. I could move the things around, maybe change the stars. I could double click on here, adjust the image from there, change out the pic. That's if you want to get into more detail and you want to fine tune, you really want to take control of your scene. You do have access to how these scenes are built, and you can then customize them and make them your own as well. All right, so really cool stuff that you can do. And then another thing to note is that maybe you're working your way through and you're like, you know what, I'm not really liking this scene, I want to change it out, or I want to add more scenes to it. All you have to do is go to your scenes here, and then you can choose from all the categories that we've got, right? We got the 3D packs, you've got the creator's minimal. There's so many things that you can choose from, and you just quickly add them to your scenes, right? So that is an option for you there. All you gotta do is, I can even show you an example right here. You can download it and then add it, and you'll be good to go, right? All right, so that is one way that you can create really quick, cool scenes, customize your scenes inside the Lightning Builder, inside CreateStudio Pro. Hopefully you got some really cool quick tips out of here. I can't wait to see what y'all create, and I'll catch you on the next tutorial.